Hi there, Nadine. How are you?
Oh, hi, hi. Good to meet you, Naveed. I'm fine, I'm fine. I'm a bit
Good.
tired. I went to an e-commerce conference yesterday, all day. So it was super exciting, all about AI, SEO, and how to get basically more visitors to websites and buying more things.
Tell me more about that. Was that in Germany or are you in the UK right now?
No, I'm in the UK, and this was the e-commerce conference, Scotland.
Okay, perfect. So maybe you want to tell me a bit more about yourself. This is our first formal conversation on stream. So how did you get into web design and also SEO?
So I started with photography as my hobby over 20 years ago. And obviously, I wanted to show my images and I developed my own website. And in 1999, I think I had my own website, my first
Oh,
website.
wow.
And then people obviously realized, okay, I can build websites. Can you build me one? And from there, it just spiraled. And I had a job for a number of years. And I then set up my own business in 2004. And
Mhm.
since then, I've just been developing websites and doing commercial photography, but also wedding photography.
Sounds good. I know a few people that started the whole photography route and then they went on to web design. Um, was it headshots or just any sort of
No,
photography?
I actually went to college to learn photography properly. So I wanted to learn more about corporate photography, and I had a very good tutor there who introduced me to portraiture, which is something I didn't want to do, and I actually enjoyed it a lot. So I ended up doing wedding photography and family pictures, baby pictures. So, but I always did two things side by side. So I did web design for businesses and then the photography, and these two things they work really good together because everybody that's got a website needs photographs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's true. Um, and how did you come up with the name Business Image?
So my first business was called Create Web, and the reason because obviously I came up with create and web, so because I'm creating websites, but I didn't put an e between create and web, and the e haunts me from the start of my life because Nadine doesn't have an e on it.
Yeah.
And everybody puts an E on. And eventually I renamed it. I just needed to have a really clear name. Business image encompasses a lot. It can be web design, it can be digital marketing, but it also includes images and video, which is what we do as well.
Mhm. And then after you started making photography websites, how did you start sort of branch out to other niches, or did you?
Well, I didn't make photography website. I had my own hobby website. I think
Okay.
I've only done one photographer website, and all the others it's businesses. It's like local businesses here in the UK, and also I've got quite a few clients in Germany still.
Mhm. And in terms of pricing, when you first started, have you seen quite a big jump in terms of your own
Oh
pricing?
yeah, yeah, huge. When you start out, you are probably very unsure, and I see this quite a lot in different trades when people start out, see as cake makers or photographers, and they charge very little. And I did that as well as a web designer, but now I charge thousands to create a website, because obviously I've got an employee, I've got a business to run, I've got VAT to pay,
Yeah.
all of that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Sounds good. And then, if you don't mind me asking, when you first started, what was the main CMS that you started to use? Was it WordPress
Um,
or?
no, I actually developed my own.
Okay. Oh, wow.
So yeah, so I did database development for a while, and that was pre WordPress. And basically, I had my own database content management system where people could create pages, create posts for blogs, and upload images and all that kind of stuff. So I did all that with simple PHP and a database, MySQL database.
Perfect. And then maybe you can give some tips to the audience. What's the top tools to actually check your website performance?
So website performance is one of these things that obviously I run the SEO club, which is aiming at people who want to learn SEO, and SEO can be quite expensive for people who for businesses in general. And if you don't have the funds for that, you have the chance to either not do it or learn it yourself and improve your website. And
Mhm.
website performance is one of these things that is important, and it's a Google ranking signal. So if your website is really slow, Google simply will not show your website very highly in the search results because Google wants to show websites that are good for the user. And if the user has to wait 10 seconds for something to be displayed, then that's not a good user experience. And that then reflects badly on Google because they want to give the users a good experience. So I just tend to use the page speed tool from Google. That gives me an indication. And the SEO club members, for example, most of them they are on shared hosting, which is quite slow hosting as well.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of things that can go wrong. For example, header images are just massive, or they are uploading videos to their own server, which you should never do because that just slows down website speed.
Mm.
And then also there, if you use WordPress, for example, you might have 50 plugins installed and you're only using 5. And also, if you look into under appearance on your themes, there might be 10 themes installed that you've tried out and you never removed them. So it's just doing a little bit of housekeeping and keeping your WordPress website clean and tidy, and then maybe using a caching plugin, or if your server allows, you can actually improve the performance on the web hosting side as well.
Mhm. And if you was to give, like, maybe 3 tips for the average person to improve their website performance, what would it be?
Well, first of all, never ever upload PNG images.
Okay.
Never upload videos to your website, only embed them. So obviously you want to show videos on your website, but you upload them into YouTube and then you embed them from there. And avoid slideshows at all costs. Slideshows are not user friendly. And I've got an amazing blog post. There's 7 top reasons why you should never use a slideshow. Um, and one of the main reasons is people actually don't sit back and watch a slideshow, and if the first thing people see is a slideshow, it's a moving object that they cannot control. So if you have buttons on it, it's like the percentage of people clicking on a button on the second slide is, I think, 1%. So it's pointless, and it's also mixed messaging. So clarity for a website, simplicity is better. And animations, anything that moves is no longer considered cool.
Mhm.
Like testimonials that are running as a carousel. It's as soon as you hide something behind a dot, try to remove that and show the information instantly. Always think about the user.
Sounds good. And have you used AI within your business?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I when as
Okay.
soon as ChatGPT came out, I knew this was going to be big, and I have got 2 screens here, 2 big screens, and as soon as ChatGPT came out, I got my third screen over here, which
Oh my
is a
god.
vertical screen, and that's got ChatGPT in it, and my calendar and my internal messaging software. So I've got ChatGPT open all the time. So and I use ChatGPT. I started using DALL-E, but then I went over to Midjourney for images. Midjourney is amazing. And I sometimes use the Bing ChatGPT and search combination. And there's so many use cases. I use it for SEO all the time. I use it for blogging all the time, but I don't use it for creating content. And I would anybody out there advise not to use ChatGPT to write blog posts, but I would advise people to use it to assist you with writing them.
Yeah, because there was a new Google AI update. So maybe you wanna touch a bit more about that. Do you
So
know
the
anyone who come to your business and said their rankings have plummeted? Uh,
no, because I mean there's still amongst, especially amongst the small businesses, there's quite slow uptake on massive blogging with AI. And if the people who if you find out about AI and you just want to start with AI now, you think, oh my god, blogging is just so much easier. I'm just going to tell ChatGPT to create the blog post. They're not going to rank because Google has got an AI detector built in. And there are websites like Originality AI, and you can run your blog post. So you just enter your URL, and this will give you a score if that software detects if it's written with AI or not. And if the score is very high, it's very unlikely that it will rank highly in Google. So I asked ChatGPT to give me an outline for a blog post and some headlines and a structure, and then I just actually go away and start typing it in with my own words.
I
So
think it sounds like a better plan.
and the best prompt that I use for because obviously every blog post has got a standalone keyword that you're trying to optimize for. And the prompt that I use is I go into ChatGPT and I say, I am target customer, and I'm this person. I enter this in Google, enter the keyword. I have now found this blog post, and then I copy the whole text into ChatGPT. And the bottom prompt is, what is missing? And
That sounds good.
ChatGPT,
And the link, to detect AI, is that from Google themselves or somewhere else?
no, it's a website called Originality AI.
Original.
Originality.ai. Yeah.
Mm. There are a few AI checkers out there, so I don't really know which one works best because on some websites it says 80% and then on others it says 10, 20. So do you think they're any good?
Um, I think they give you a good indication if something's written in AI. So the customers that I work with, they tend to write the stuff themselves, the content, and there is, I think one customer I'm working with at the moment, I'm coaching them not to use AI too much because I'm reading blog posts and there is American spelling in there and they are in the UK. So that's a big flag for AI. And the sentences in AI, they tend to start with ultimately or delightful or there's just the same words over and over. And they're also very passively written and they say, oh, digital marketing is great for small businesses. Whereas I would write digital marketing is a great tool for your small business. So it's much more personalized and AI can't do that. I think you can train AI to write it a bit more like that, but I would still recommend to write it yourself.
That sounds good. And what's your SEO strategy as a whole? So when the customer comes through the door, where do you start off with?
So I check their domain authority, I check how many keywords they already have, and then I ask them what is their target customer, and I usually want to have a list of questions that the customers ask. And then I do quite an extensive keyword research based on the questions and based on the target customer. And I build sort of a funnel type. So basically, from the know, like, and trust. So people want to find out. Then they find out more information about the product and service. And then they go down in the funnel to the buying um, decision. And so then we build content around the different areas of the funnel. And then we just need to create the content. And the best content is the one that the customers write themselves because they have got all the knowledge. And then we optimize the content and make it fly in Google.
Perfect. And what's your favorite SEO tool?
I use Ahrefs. I am in Ahrefs pretty much every single day, and I've tried all the others like SEMrush and Moz. I just find that Ahrefs is it gives me the best information, and I also find that they have got an amazing training academy there, and their support is quite very good as well. So I'm pretty sure that the other tools are they have got good support and information as well. But to me, I think it gives the best information.
Are you familiar with any free tools for SEO? Just for maybe the audience that because some SEO tools can be quite costly. So do you
Yes.
know any free tools out there?
So, I there's a couple of things you can use. There is also asked.com. So it's also and then ASKED also asked.com. And they give you questions. So the thing is that people think with SEO is something that you have to do to the website and then it ranks in Google. Now, SEO does not work without content. So if you have a website with 5 pages, it's unlikely to rank in Google. You need to have a beefy website that has got really good and relevant and helpful content. So it has a chance to rank in Google. Um, so that's why I also always say, look at these tools that give you content ideas. And so there's also Ask, there is Answer the Public. Um, there is a tool called Keywords Everywhere, and there's a tool that I use in my Chrome. Um, I don't use it very often because I use Ahrefs, but let me just see what it looks like. It's called keywords, or Keywords Everywhere, yes. And that's free. And you can basically overlay your Google um, search results with keyword data.
Right.
Um,
Perfect.
yeah.
Is there any other tools, or do you think that's about it? There's not many free good ones, I think. Or
Yeah, there's Uber Suggest is quite good. So Neil Patel's. I think they allow you to do 3 searches per day. So for micro business owners, that's definitely something they can try. And Moz.com gives you an option to try to check domain authority. SEMrush, I think they have got a trial or a very slim down version as well. I know that I've still got an account in there, but I check this maybe once a month because I'm tracking something in there. There's so many tools out there, but I tend to stick to the one that gives me the best results. So I don't spend that much time on searching for free stuff.
Perfect. And I see that you have content promotion on your website.
Yes.
So maybe you can give some tips, or how do you go about promoting content?
So there is an amazing digital marketer in Chicago in the US. He's called Andy Crestodina from a company called Orbit Media. And he's also written an amazing book called Content Chemistry. Um, and he coined the phrase, it's not the best content that wins, it's the best promoted content that wins. And there, I think, I'm not sure if that comes from him, but it's the spike of hope. So when you publish something and you send it to your list and you get a spike of visitors to your website and then it dies away. But what you want is obviously you get the spike of hope, but you don't want it to go back down to zero. So you want it to spike and then Google to pick it up and get more traffic. So I have got a PDF that people can download to subscribe to my newsletter. It's got 59 ways to promote your content. And I think um, so every blog post can be the basis for 20 Pinterest pins. And if you post them out, then obviously people can find that. And a Pinterest pin's lifespan is 8 months. So Pinterest is a search engine, it's not social media. So you need to push it out on Pinterest. You then need to, so every blog post for me is also the source for 12 social media posts for Facebook, for example.
Mm.
So I would create 12 social media posts and then schedule them for one a month. So that's then promoted the same blog post once a month. And the people who have seen it a month ago are not the same who are going to see it in a month. And it's not the same blog post. So I use ChatGPT. I basically upload the blog post in there and I say create 12 blog post ideas for Facebook. And then I just use my own graphics and things like that, which I create either Midjourney or Canva. Um, and then you send it to everybody you know, you send it to your list, you add it to LinkedIn. You can do, um, there's a really cool one that you can do, like similar to what you're doing right now. You do an expert roundup. So let's say you do a blog post about the newest trends, SEO and AI in 2024, and you can then do a roundup. So I can give you a paragraph to write, and then you post this blog post about with 15 quotes from 15 experts on your website. But because these guys obviously are keen to be featured, they are then going to promote your blog post on their socials as well. So
Yeah.
that's a very good thing to do as well. And that gives backlinks and all that kind of stuff as well. So
Yeah, so touching on that, do you think direct traffic and referral traffic is a big ranking factor for SEO? I personally try to tell people it is, but I know people have other thoughts.
um I think it is. So organic traffic is important because um people find you organically. And if people go into Google, they have got a purpose. If people go onto social media, they're there to get entertained and to scroll. They have no purpose and they might stumble across your content. Whereas if they go to Google, they have got a question that they need answering. And if your website keeps coming up with answering the questions, then that is a signal for Google that your website, and if people have got a lot of dwell time, if they spend a minute, 3 minutes on your website, and Google knows they find the answer that they're looking for. So organic traffic is important. And that's something that I promote because I mean, obviously being an SEO, it would be pointless to not
Mhm.
do that. So yeah.
Sounds good. And then maybe you can tell us more about the SEO club.
So the SEO Club is an online community, and it's at the moment it's 99% it's business women who are a little bit scared of tech, and they want to learn more and want to be able to ask all the questions because sometimes even people ask that I don't know how to resize an image. And for me, there is no question that shouldn't be answered. Every question should be allowed. Every question is not basic because every question is valid. Especially if you're, for example, if somebody makes tapestry kits, for them, it's not normal to then walk away, build a website, and whoops, they're an expert in all of it. So they are starting out and at this area. So they have got all the basic questions. And so my SEO club is an online community and it has an online course, which and people think, okay, this is all going to be geeky, but I make it all very relatable. And the lessons are released on a weekly basis. So every Monday, a new lesson comes out. And the lesson is very, very short, maybe 15 minutes. And then they can go away and basically the lesson exactly tells them what to do during that week. And then that's SEO done. And next Monday, they're going to come back.
And how
With
can
quite
people find you? So
it's, on Instagram, just look for the SEO Club, so with dots in between the words,
mhm.
and the website is the-seo-club.com. And if you search for my name online, Nadine Thomson, you'll find me everywhere as well.
Just a personal question to you. How do you manage to run both businesses at the same time?
It's been interesting. So I've had 2 launches in the last, month, and I should have only done 1, but, for some reason I did 2. And I was swamped with calls, and so I had about 50 Zoom calls in the last 4 weeks, which has been a bit crazy. So that's why it's been very hard for you to get hold of me.
Yeah.
Um, yes, so I have got a very strict diary. Any small business owner, they find it really hard to organize their time. So I don't, my phone is switched off until 2 p.m. and I only do project work for clients until 2 in the morning. So I'm at my desk maybe half 8 in the morning, and then I do project work until 2, and then I do everything else after that. So admin and SEO club and things like that.
Perfect. And in terms of future ambitions, where do you want to sort of take both businesses, or do you want to maybe put more eggs into one basket?
I think I don't ever want to be somebody that teaches something but doesn't actually do it. So, and I love working with businesses and uh, showing them that their website can work and bring in customers. So, and I keep getting through the SEO club as well, people wanting me to look after their website, do the SEO for them. And the group is growing at the moment. It's growing quite rapidly. And the members who maybe started 6 months ago, they can already now support the members that start now. Because to them, like things like domain rating and 404 page and 301 redirect, they understand all that. And they would never have thought that all of these kind of things, they would just say, yeah, yeah, you do this. So yeah, it's lovely to work with both sets. Um, and I think I maintain that.
That's perfect. So I think we've pretty much covered everything. Thank you so much for taking the time
You're
to
very
be on
welcome.
live with me. I know you're extremely busy. It means a lot to me. You're actually the first episode.
That's cool. That's been great. It's lovely to meet you, Navid. And
You
I
too.
would love to see it back. So, yes.
Yeah, let's stay in touch.
Okay, please stay in
Okay.
touch. Thank you.
Thank you. Take
Bye.
care. Have a good day. Bye.